Remember I told you that some of the aliens were alive?
Mm-hmm.
One of them in particular that they found wandering the desert in Roswell in 1949, they found him. He stayed alive, and they kept him. And they called him EBE, Extraterrestrial Biological Entity. Now, the movie E.T., I'm sure everyone out there listening and watching on YouTube, I know everyone's seen that movie. That movie's loosely based on this guy. Okay? And what's interesting is Spielberg directed E.T., and we'll get into why that's interesting in a little bit.
Man, I was about to give him the rundown because when you told me he did that, I was like, man, he's been in a lot of movies that are kind of controversial.
Well, when we touch on that next one, let's do that and have those ready.
I got it.
So here's what happens. The first year they got EBE is he's not really cooperating. He's not really giving a lot of information up. The second year, however, he does. He starts opening up and telling these guys things, and it's a lot of shit that they kind of wish that they hadn't found out. You know, they start finding out that they're abducting us, they're conducting genetic experiments, and a lot of that information later would be compiled into a book that you can get now. It's called Yellow Book. Look for that on Amazon, Yellow Book. And late 1951, EBE becomes ill. He gets sick, and they don't know how to help him because they have nothing on the planet to reference to help. All they know is that he produces food much like a plant. His system was chlorophyll-based.
It's funny when you told me that the first time, because I think back in Kemet, they have wall paintings of humanoid beings that are green.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And it's not looking like aliens, though, but it was said to be that. I've heard that that's because they were plant-based back then.
Yeah.
So when you told me that, it like clicked to me. But go ahead.
Yeah. So that they produced their food, that they were like chlorophyll-based, and that they also excreted their waste very similarly, that it was plant-based, like exactly how a plant would function.
Okay. Organic.
So they brought in a guy, I want to make sure I got this, a botanist. His name is Dr. Guillermo Mendoza. He was a botanist, and he worked on EBE until he finally died on June 2nd, 1952.
Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.